Once again, ladies and gentlemen, it is I, 2AthemR7, about to begin a fourth video in the Saya route. I'm not sure if we'll be able to fit the whole ending in this particular video. Not sure how much exactly is to come, though I do think we're coming to the end of it here, so it may be another 2 hours or so, or maybe even more. But anyway, we've just gotten past what looked to be the main point of difficulty for Akito and Saya's relationship. And so we ended the video on that high point. And now we're going to be coming down. We'll see how what else there is to enjoy about their particular story. It was a day in late December when the night wind grew cold with the bite of winter. Hmm? Hearing the familiar sound of Kotaru's excited barking, I looked up and saw... Hmm. Hey, welcome! Saya entered the store carrying her usual tote bag. She looked around to make sure there weren't any other customers and that Miss Muhara was away, and then she trotted over. Pressed up against the counter, Saya looked at me with expectant eyes, just like Kotaru when he wanted to be petted. Okay, fine. When I patted her on the head, Saya ran away and pressed down on her hair. What? I thought you wanted me to do that. Well, with her staring at me up close with that look on her face to boot, I got a bit excited. After quickly fixing her hair, Saya opened her tote bag. Oh, what's this? They look delicious! Thank you so much. I have to go and thank her in person sometime. She looked up at me as if seeking confirmation. You're doing all the commuting, I guess, but it's your mom who's cooking the food. I made it sound mean on purpose, whereupon Saya puffed up her adorable cheeks. I see. What's the matter, Saya? Oh. How did she know? Of course not. I want to try your cooking too, Saya. It's going to be delicious. Visibly annoyed, Saya went over to the cafe corner. I left the counter and went after her. Don't be mad. I said I'm looking forward to your food too. Saya ignored me and took some study material from her tote bag. Sitting for the tests again tonight? You've been really focused lately, huh? Saya gave a bright smile, but it somehow felt like she wasn't smiling on the inside. You're taking that night patrol teacher's words seriously, huh? Saya truly was scary when she got mad. But you know it's not all that easy to improve your rank, right? The tests were just a few days away. Saya had her textbook open and was already reading when she nonchalantly replied. Right. I suppose she had confidence or conviction or both, but I was sure Saya had good reason to feel that way. That's okay, I have work too. Yeah? Saya had a serious face all of a sudden. My back straightened as if the teacher had called on me. はい。
そうだ、光にも言っとこう。あの子、プロジェクトが成功して、多分まだ浮かれっぱなしだろうから。
Saya sent Hickory a text message. Hickory's reply would probably be something like, "Stop talking like my mother, okay?" But you couldn't blame Hickory. Project Starlight had been a success. In addition to Harbor Town, several other areas had cooperated by turning off their lights that night. Many businesses and homes had also reduced their lighting to the extent they could. In reality, I had no idea how many people actually cooperated, but I was certain of the result. I saw the stars return to the night sky. People talked about the project online, and the whole country came to know about it. In fact, the project probably had even more supporters now. We could safely say that one of the project's aims had been achieved, getting everyone to look at the stars. Along with the rare phenomenon of the Geminid meteor showers, I wondered if records of Project Starlight would remain. Hickory was sure to be basking in the project's success for some time.
光から返事が来た。お母さんみたいなこと言わないで。
Just that I thought, word for word.
もう、あの子は。
With a loud sigh, Saya sent off another text. She was probably reiterating her point. The sad truth was, Hickory, like the rest of us, had no choice but to do battle with the term tests. I placed my hand on Saya's shoulder and nodded. You'd make a great teacher.
そうなの?
She had the persistence to handle Hickory, so the fundamentals were definitely there. However, just watch out for spot baldness. So many people stop teaching because of that.
わかった。
Unconvinced, Saya went off to sent off her text to Hickory, then picked up the mechanical pencil. Not wanting to disturb her, I went back to work. Burning with determination, Saya studied for the tests with uncommon force. Several days passed. It was the day after the term tests had ended.
はい、どうかな?
Yeah, it's delicious.
本当? なんだか反応が薄くない?
You're imagining things. Saya and I were inside the train at the abandoned station. We were free from the tests, but I lived with others and Saya's mom was at home today, so this was the only place where we could be alone. Anyway, I wanted to check on the place. Wild animals sometimes got inside the train. I was eating the box lunch that Saya made for me.
一生懸命作ったのに。
It's delicious, I swear.
本当?
Honton! Saya let me try some of her egg roll. Oh, that's good.
本当?
Yeah, really, it's nice and fluffy.
でも今、あって言ったよね。なんか意外そうに。
You don't have to pay so much attention to the little things. Taking cover behind a smile, I asked for another bite. Your egg rolls are sweet.
お父さんが甘いのが好きだったんだって。あとはね、これ、ミニハンバーグ。
Ooh, this is delicious too.
やっぱりさっきのは美味しくなかったんじゃない。
Saya pouted while I laughed, trying to cover my tracks. Saya's mom was a great cook, so I couldn't help comparing, but for a beginner, Saya's cooking was really good. Besides, however it tasted, Saya made it just for me, so of course I was happy to try it.
冬休みはずっとアルバイトなんでしょ?
Yep, sorry. While preparing for Project Starlight, I'd exchanged so many shifts with Miss Miharu. Of course, that also meant I wasn't getting paid, so now I had to work extra hard. Even though we didn't have classes, I wouldn't be able to set aside much time for going out with Saya.
そっか。じゃあ、お昼ご飯はどうするの?
Same thing I've been doing. I'll buy something from the store. If I asked, she'd probably make lunch for me, but I didn't want to be so needy.
はいはい。
Saya raised her hand energetically. Hi, Miss Amanagawa.
私が作ればいいと思います。
Are you okay with that? Saya gave me 2 thumbs up.
だって私、はっくんの通い妻だもん。お弁当くらい作っていかないとだよ。
No, it's too much to ask.
いいの。成績も上がってたし、心置きなく通い妻できるんだもん。
Saya grinned just like a child seeking praise. As she declared before the term tests, she had in fact moved up the ranks. She used to be around number 30, but this time she was in the top 10. Her progress was incredible. Saya, you're amazing.
これでもう先生に文句は言わせないんだから。
She said it in a cute way, but I knew that deep down part of her power came from resentment. I had to remember not to make Saya angry. Ever. After that, we savored and fed each other items from Saya's homemade box lunch number 1. I drank the last of the bottled tea and sighed contentedly. Whew. Thanks for the delicious food.
どういたしまして。
And now? After putting away the lunchboxes, we had nothing to do. Should we clean up the train car, or else we could... Saya turned red and looked away, even as she moved closer.
せっかく二人きりなんだし、もっとくっついたりしていいんだよ。
What on earth do you mean, Saya? Explain yourself more clearly.
あ、ほら、期末テストの勉強であっくんに寂しい思いさせちゃったし、だからね。
Isn't it because you felt lonely that you want to get close to me? Saya puffed her cheeks out and looked up at me.
意地悪だよ、あっくん。あっくんがいいんだったら、じゃあここの掃除して帰ろう。
Annoyed, Saya moved away from me in an attempt to start cleaning. I'm kidding. Cleaning is a terrible idea.
じゃあどうしたいのか言ってみて。
She stared right at me. Her eyes were scary. We just ate, so I guess we can take a bath? I was thinking out loud, but I instantly realized it was the wrong thing to say. That was a joke too. I'm sorry, Saya, don't get angry.
いい考えじゃない。
Huh?
そうしましょう。ほら、何してるの、あっくん。行くよ。
And just like that, Saya was already out of the train. Seriously? I hurriedly chased after her. While soaking in the hot bath, Saya was having fun playing with the water. It's great to get into an outdoor bath while the sun's still up. With my chin just above the water, I looked in Saya's direction. It was still light out, so I could see Saya's wet body clearly.
何見てるの、あっくん。
Nothing. I quickly looked away.
あっくんのエッチ。
For some reason, Saya sounded a little happy even as she splashed water at me. I never thought we'd actually take an outdoor bath together. With this light, anything under the sky was clearly visible, so she was sitting some distance away. But if I was reading the situation right, perhaps Saya wouldn't mean being seen after all. Hey, Saya.
何、あっくん。
Mind if I join you? You know, I didn't get to see you with the tests and all, and I really missed you. I want to get close to you, like this.
いいよ。おいで、あっくん。
I knew it. Saya, the closet monster, was waiting for something sexy to happen.
今、心の中でなんて思った？顔にいろいろ出ちゃってたよ。
I wasn't thinking of anything. I was just happy you said yes.
こっち来てもいいけど、あっち向いててね。
What? Then I won't see anything.
じ
Fine, I'll face that way. As I moved toward Saya with my back to her, she came closer too. While I was sad I wouldn't get to see her, being near her comforted me as I savored the warmth of the bath. A cold wind blew now and then. It felt good on my warm skin.
あっくんと二人きりで露天風呂に入るなんて、なんだかお忍びで旅行に来たみたい。
Saya whispered in my ear as she came closer. A trip, huh? That'd be nice. I want to go somewhere just the two of us.
景色の綺麗なところがいいね。
Such as?
雪国とか雪景色を見ながら温泉に入りたいな。
Yeah, that sounds great. Let's go someday.
行きたい。
But Saya, there's something naughty about the phrase secret trip. I'd spoiled the moment and made Saya angry again. Or so I thought, but I was wrong.
本当だね。なんだかドキドキする。
She must have been imagining our secret hot spring trip. Closet monster. Sorry, I'm sorry.
あっくんのバカ。自分の方がエッチのくせに。
Yes, I have a dirty mind, and I really, really want to turn around and look at you. I accidentally spoke my mind, and Saya froze up. At that point, I just had to go all out. I want to look. I really want to look. I want to look at how how nature made you.
あっくんが本性をむき出しにした。
But you actually do want me to turn around, don't you? Let's be honest, my closet monster.
違うもん。モンスターじゃないもん。
But in your head, you must be thinking, oh, I won't mind if it's Aki who's looking, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't be in here with me. I still had my back to Saya, but I imagined her blushing in the face of my flawless reasoning. Well? I'm turning around, okay? Turning around now? 3, 2, 1. Saya? There was a suspicious splash, and when I turned around, Saya was floating gently in the hot water. Saya!
のぼせちゃった。
I rushed to save Saya, who was bright red from the heat.
ごめんね、あっくん。
Saya was slumped in her seat, and I was fanning her gently. Are you going to be okay?
もう平気。
After saving Saya from passing out from heat exhaustion in a hot spring, I somehow managed to get her back here to rest. I was so surprised you just suddenly fainted.
だってのぼせそうなところにあっくんが恥ずかしいこといっぱい言うから。
Too much stimulation for your delicate sensibilities, huh? What's wrong? Still feeling dizzy?
そうじゃないんだけど、あっくんみたいよね。
At what?
ほら、私を抱き上げてお湯から出すとき。
I was busy saving you. I didn't see anything.
本当？
Yeah, really. There was so much steam, too. Saya's gaze was searching for something. Truth be told, I had seen her in the basic way that you see something, but I had been more focused on saving her than anything else. If only it had been different.
今、惜しいことしたなって顔したよね。
You see through everything, don't you? Guess I can't hide anything from a childhood friend.
もう、あっくんのエッチ。
Saya's bright red lips thinned in disapproval, but her expression said otherwise. If that's the case, then how about showing me now?
あっくん、もうこんな時間。ほら、バイト遅れちゃうよ。
I was going to have to wait a bit longer for my next chance. Kotaru had noticed us approaching this door. Saya went over and started petting him.
よしよし、コタちゃん。
I smiled at how affectionate Saya was with Kotaru, and then the automatic door slid open.
おかえり子供たち。
ただいまです先生。
Hi!
夜あったらこんばんはでしょうが、学校で習わなかった？てか教えなかった？
During her lecture, Miss Miharu had removed the apron and thrust it at me. I still have another 10 minutes, you know.
エプロンの肩んとこが重くって肩凝っちゃうのよ。
Miss Miharu stretched her neck and shoulders.
早くこたつ入ってテレビ見ながらみかん食べないと年寄りには致命傷になりかねないわ。
You're not exactly that age yet.
あー、つらいつらい。
Miss Miharu continued bemoaning life in general. Saya gave her a disappointed look.
何よその目。
You looked so wonderful the other night
この
that...
間の先生、すごく素敵だったのになーって。
あんたも言うようになったじゃないの。彼氏ができたからって調子に乗るんじゃないわよ。
Miss Miharu pinched Saya's nose.
ごめんなさい、ごめんなさい。
Miss Miharu, please stop. Saya's adorable and well-formed nose will be...
今日のところはこのくらいにしといてあげるわ。
ひどいよ先生。
Holding the bridge of her nose, Saya protested, but Miss Miharu wasn't listening anymore.
さーて、こたつでテレビ見ながらみかん食べつつレベル上げでも頑張るか。
Miss Miharu had borrowed more games from Takeichi, apparently, and was spending most of her day on them.
ああ、もうあの先生には会えないのかな。
She's been through a lot. I patted Saya on the shoulder to console her. Saya was looking at her phone's welcome screen. Really? You're using that photo? Why wasn't I on her welcome screen? I thought of telling her to use a photo of Kotaru, at least, but the choice was endearing.
それじゃあ私帰るね。
Take care, and thanks for lunch. It was delicious, honestly.
冬休みになったらもっともっと通い妻やるからね。
She seemed determined to improve on the outcome of today's taste test.
じゃあね。バイバイ、あっくん。コタちゃんもバイバイ。
See ya! As I watched Saya trot off, I mumbled to myself. Commuter wife, huh? It had a nice ring to it, didn't it? As soon as the winter break started, things got really busy. First, right after the term tests, we had Project Starlight After Party. Everyone was there to celebrate the project's success and have fun. Even the hardships we endured, or Saya's poorly timed running away from home, all of this became pleasant memories in hindsight. In the middle of the after party, Hanukkah made a suggestion.
プロジェクトスターライトは無事成功しました。ですが、それで終わってはいけないと思います。今回の成功は、さやさんがつけていた星空のスケッチによるところが大きかった。これを教訓に、我々も記録を残していくというのはいかがでしょう。星の中の夜空の観測記録をむつら星の会の活動として後輩たちへ受け継いでいけたらと思います。
Her suggestion was unanimously approved, and we were going to discuss details like methods and formats at the next meeting. With our own hands, we were going to record the Hoshinonaka night sky. I thought it was a fitting enterprise for the Six Stars Club. After the party, I was able to relax for a few days, but then New Year's Eve rolled around. New Year's Eve was the only day of the year when Stop and Buy stayed open late, so I was incredibly busy. And though the store was closed for the first 3 days of the year, I was still kind of busy. Takeichi came over and we visited the temple. As usual, Saya had to help out at home, so I didn't get to see her. Which brings us to the end of the New Year period, January 4th. Hi, Happy New Year!
今年もよろしくね、アキト。
Yes, let's.
ふつつか者ですが、よろしくお願いします。
Saya bowed politely. We certainly will. I bowed in return. This was my first time seeing Hikari and Saya in the new year. After exchanging New Year's greetings, Hikari noticed someone reading comics in the cafe corner.
タケじゃん、あきおめ。
新年早々騒がしいやつだな。
あんた、貴重な冬休みをこんなとこで漫画読んで過ごしてんの？
ほっとけ。そういうお前はどうなんだよ。
ひっひん。私はサヤんちで愛するサヤタンの手料理をごちそうになってたもんね。
What? That was unexpected. Hikari snickered and gave me an annoying sideways glance.
どうね、羨ましかろう。サヤタンの手料理、美味しかったぞ。
I know, I've been eating it every day. Saya, my commuter wife, had brought me a box lunch every day of winter break, just like she said she would. But that was last year. Since the start of the new year, Saya had been busy helping out at home, and I was missing her food already.
出来たてだぞ。ほっかほかだぞ。
Oh, Hikari!
もうやめてよ、光。そういうんじゃないでしょ。ま、あんたに食べさせるための新メニューの試食だったんだけどね。シーシー、それ言っちゃダメだよ。
While Saya panicked at this disclosure, Hikari sat down next to Takeichi and sighed theatrically.
ああ、嫌になっちゃうよね、タケ。寂しい独り身のことも考えてほしいわ。
いや、俺彼女いるし。
Hikari was unfazed, but when she looked around and realized she was the odd one out, her jaw dropped.
サヤがアキトの通い妻やるんだったら、私はサヤの通い夫になる。
お前、いつから男になったんだ？
私モテモテだね。
Saya looked very much at ease as she went over to join Hikari.
タケくん、明けましておめでとう。
おう、おめっとさん。今年もよろしくな。
よろしくだよ。
つっても、こないだみたいなのはごめんだけどな。
はい。
At the mention of her running away, Saya's expression crumbled. Takeichi hadn't realized Saya had been hiding in Kurona's room, apparently.
その後どうよ？親とはうまくやってんのか？
それは大丈夫。すんごく叱られたけどね。その説は本当にご迷惑をおかけしました。
Saya bowed deeply in apology.
俺は別にいいけどよ。本当に困った時とかはちゃんと友達とか彼氏を頼れよな。
Looking at Hikari and me, Saya nodded.
今度からそうする。
Hikari smiled happily. That exchange had been enough to fix her mood. Well, actually, I felt better too.
あー、寝すぎて頭痛い。
A rather flustered Miss Miharu made her entrance. Looking like she had a hangover, she helped herself to the store's coffee without any regard for her former students. Miss Miharu, the coffee isn't free, you know.
あ
こんばんは、先生。明けましておめでとうございます。
あああ、おめでとうさん。年が明けてめでたいなんて思っていられるのも今のうちだけどね。
Miss Miharu gave a cynical smile. She's even more jaded than usual today.
先生、貸してたゲーム、いい加減マジで返してくださいよ。
タケもいたのか。
いつになったらクリアするんすか？
いや、レベル上げが面倒でさ、村人と会話してても全然話進まないし、お金もたまんないし、あのゲームダメなんじゃない？
あんた RPG 向いてないよ。やめちまえ。
Saya looked a little dismayed again. Noticing Saya's gaze, Miss Miharu made a somewhat forced resolution.
来年から本気出すから。
The new year had just started.
今年から本気出してください。
わかったわよ。わかったから、そんな顔しないで。
Sipping her coffee, Miss Miharu tried to escape from Saya's forlorn eyes.
ところであんたら、なんで集まってんの？
これから四分ギザ流星群見に行くんです。ね
タケも？
俺は暇つぶししに来ただけっす。
He held up the comic he'd brought with him.
先生は見に行かないんですか？四分ギザ流星群。
行くわよ。
She made it sound like a chore.
天文部の OB に誘われててね。もうすぐお迎えが来るわ。
なんでそんな嫌そうなんですか？
怖い先輩に声かけられちゃったからね。
We heard the sound of a car horn outside. There was a large four-wheel drive vehicle in front of the store.
来ちゃった。
Miss Miharu finished the rest of her coffee in one gulp and crumpled up the paper cup.
んじゃ、ちょっと行ってくるわ。星が見られるのはいいんだけどね。
Muttering to herself, Miss Miharu exited the store.
どうも、お待たせしました。
こんばんは、早乙女さん。
ん？
早乙女さん、あなたその格好で行くつもりですか？
ええ。何か？
あなたという人はこれから山へ行くんですよ。着替えてきなさい。
また怒られてるよ、あの人。
なんかすごくいたたまれなくなるからやめてほしいよね。でも先生やるときはやるんだよ。昔の服着たら今でも先生だったもん。
Sai still believed there was a dormant teacher somewhere inside Miss Miharu. I didn't doubt it either, but too much belief would probably break your heart, so I tried not to think too much about it. I guess I shouldn't tell Saya that when Miss Miharu wears her old clothes, she uses a safety pin to fasten her skirt. The stars could teach us many things, including the fact that nothing lasts forever. That'll do. After making sure the store was closed up, I went to where Hickory and Saya were waiting outside. Did we forget anything?
望遠鏡持ったし、防寒グッズも万全。おやつと懐中電灯もあるよ。
はい。
アキトは？なんか荷物少なくない？
Yep. After all, Saya made something for my supper, right? I guess not. Hickory and Saya looked very uncomfortable.
作ってないよ。あるなんて言ってないじゃん、最初から。
But you were going on and on about Saya's cooking. I was so sure you prepared something, some kind of surprise. Looks like it had only been wishful thinking.
ごめんね。
Ah,
っていうかさ、星見ながら食べるんだったら、やっぱりアキトの担当でしょ。うんうん、あっくんが作ってくれる温かい夜食がいいんだよ。
Saya was being very encouraging. But Saya's cooking warms the heart, too.
山で飲むコーヒーはインスタントに限る。コクも深みも必要ない。それは山が与えてくれるから。って誰の言葉だったっけ？
Mine. When did I ever tell Hickory that story? Got it. I'll prepare something. You two can just head out first.
はーい。 3人で星を見に行くのっていつ以来だっけ？去年の四分ギザ流星群以来じゃないかな。そっか。ってことはちょうど1年なんだ。
We were crossing the Hoshino Dam walkway. I kept glancing behind us, but Aki still hadn't caught up. Preparations must be taking some time.
あっくんは本当にお弁当があるって思ってたんだね。
I was busy over the new year, so I couldn't do any commuter wife stuff, and maybe he had been looking forward to my food.
悪いことしちゃったな。なんでもない。こっちのこと。
But when it came to stargazing snacks, nothing beat the instant noodles or popcorn that Aki made for us.
それでなんだっけ？去年も一緒に四分ギザ流星群見たねって話。ごめん。そういえばあの時約束したよね。約束？ああ。またこの場所で3人揃って流星群が見られますように。あの日が今の私たちの出発点だったよね。
Exactly 1 year ago, I watched a quadrantid meteor shower with Aki and Hickory right before she went abroad. And that was when she noticed the stars disappearing from Hoshinonaka's night sky, and Project Starlight was born.
そうだった。明け方ラブレターのことを打ち明けたアキトにサヤがいきなりキスしたんだよね。あれはびっくりしたよ。様子見に戻ってきたらブチュってしてるんだもん。私初めてだよ。誰かがチューしてるの生で見たの。いろいろごめん。でもさ、そのサヤの勇気勢いだけの行動が今につながってるんじゃない。勢いだけの行動でした。
At that moment, I didn't think that things would go well with Aki after kissing him like that. It really had been just an impulse.
あれから1年か。いろんなことがあったね。
Too much had happened in this dizzying year.
どうしたの？そんな構ってほしいけど素直に言えない子猫みたいな顔して。どんな顔よそれ。こんな顔だ。うりゃー。いやー、ほっぺ引っ張らないで。もしかしてまだ気にしてるの？ちょっとだけ。まあそりゃそうか。でもある意味これで元通りじゃん。私たち3人元の仲良しでもってサヤの手紙を読んだアキトがあんたとお付き合いを始めた。かけ違えてたボタンをやっと元に戻せたってわけ。自信持ちなよ。自分の気持ちに取り戻してくれたんでしょ、あいつが。
That's right. Aki found them for me. Those important feelings I had almost lost.
それでいいの。そういう一途でいじらしいさやが私もあいつも大好きなんだから。
With that, Hickory gave me a big hug.
うりうり。重いよ。
Her supple breasts were pressed against mine. It felt good, but I was a bit envious. Hickory stepped away from me and leaned over the handrail, her eyes on the lake.
どうしたの？今あそこに光が。
She pointed at the pitch black lake.
さっと流れてったの。流れ星じゃないかな。流れ星？私たちあの日ここで流星群を見てたんだよ。湖にたくさんの流星が映って綺麗だったんだ。 湖に星が映ってる。
The lake wasn't as calm as it had been the other night, but the starlit sky was still beautifully reflected.
ここで流星群見たんだ。いいなあ。
Against the bright night reflected in the lake, the meteors continued to fall. Surely we would never forget that scene. Eager for more, Hickory clung to the handrail and kept staring at the lake's surface. They're not showing up.
なかなか
Oh,
現れないね。
the Quadrantids may be one of the biggest meteor showers, but it wouldn't be easy to get enough meteors for a reflected show. At that moment... Hey!
あっくん。
Aki walked along the dam toward us with a big rust sack on his back. What are you doing over here?
流星を待ってたの。
Even though Aki was here, Hickory was still staring at the lake. Her eyes, flickering with curiosity, reminded me of a child, sort of like Aki. But the meteors refused to show, and for a little while the three of us were just staring blankly at the darkness of the lake.
この下に私たちの村があるんだよね。
Reaching the end of her attention span, Hickory made an abrupt remark. It doesn't register for me, though. That was Aki's response. Several years had passed since our village was submerged by the dam. Somewhere along the way, we got used to the new scenery and forgot that it wasn't always like this. But it was different for Hickory. She was away from Mikazaki at the time, so it must have been a dramatic change.
思い出も全部この中だよ。
The lake was pitch black and utterly empty. But if you look closer, you could barely make out the moonlit outlines of the buildings in the submerged village. Seeing those ghostly shapes, I whispered softly,
まるで星の中に村が浮かんでいるみたいだね。
We had lost many things, but some things remained, and some things could be regained. We worried that losing the form of something meant it no longer existed. But most of the truly important things didn't have a form. They were always there, as sure as the universe's first light was still shooting across space. Just waiting to be noticed by someone someday.
あ、流れ星。見た？うん、見た。
That was a bright one. Just like a vision born from our memories, the bright star soared through the night sky, illuminating the underwater village.
この先もずっと一緒にいようね。もしも私たちの住む場所や私たち自身が変わってしまったとしても、ずっと
As time passed, the city was going to change, and we would change too. It was saddening, but it also meant that change was possible.
じゃあまた約束しようよ。いいね、しよう。次は何がいいかな。
The closest one would be the Lyrids, but for observation it's got to be the Perseids.
流星群に限らないならそうだな。
Hickory laughed at how much thought we were giving to this.
獅子座。ん？獅子座流星群にしよう。
That's in November. It's such a long way away. Hickory shook her head.
もっと先だよ。だって2034年だもん。
Aki and I looked at each other. Our eyes were wide as the moon.
獅子座流星雨。
The Leonid meteor shower brought countless shooting stars to the night sky in 2001. The next time they would be visible in Japan was said to be 2034. With that, it was decided. We wasted no time in making a wish on that next meteor that flashed across the lake.
それまでずっと友達でいられますように。
There were many things that we had lost, but the memories would last forever as long as we didn't forget. Now, at this point, I got an achievement for end. Unfortunately,
やっぱり行きたくない。
due to a video issue I had to re-record this portion of the video that you're watching, and so you're not going to see the little end um, um, achievement appear in the top right corner of the screen. But just so you know, I did achieve it, so there you go, and let's continue on with our story.
ねえ、お母さん。
お願いだからわがまま言わないでさやちゃん。
やだ。絶対からかわれるもん。
さやダメよ、そんなのかけて学校行ったら先生に叱られるわ。きっと新しいお友達できるからね。ほら行きましょうさや。
転校初日、私は母に手を引かれて憂鬱な気分で学校への道を歩いていた。あれほどどん底に憂鬱だったことは今までないかもしれない。けどどんなに拒んでも子供は大人に逆らえない。私は似合わないサングラスをかけ、弱い自分を覆い隠して嫌なことしか待っていないであろう転校先の学校へと向かった。実際私の転校初日は散々だった。いきなりクラスの男子に泣かされて逃げ出したまま、結局その日教室へは戻らなかった。けれど今の私にとってあの日の出来事は最悪の思い出じゃない。一番大切な思い出かもしれない。それから少し後、私は教えられる。不幸の証だと思っていたものは、実は美しい双子の星だったと。やだ、やっぱり帰る。
さや、いい加減にしなさい。
星は不思議だ。最初はただの夜空にたくさんある光る点くらいに思ってた。どれも同じようなもので、せいぜい明るいか暗いか、色が少し赤っぽいか白っぽいか、その程度の違い。初めて天体望遠鏡で見たときは綺麗な光だと思った。宝石やアクセサリーみたいでうっとりしたのを覚えてる。けれどいくつかの天体を観測していくうちに見え方が少しずつ変わってきた。イオがガニメデに隠れてる。望遠鏡を覗きながら光が言う。これがガリレオ衛星の相互色？
Looks like it.
木星の周囲を回っている衛星のうち、ガリレオ・ガリレイが発見した4つの衛星をガリレオ衛星という。ガリレオ衛星は大きくて観測しやすい。何せガリレオが自作した低倍率の望遠鏡でも見えたくらいだから。その衛星同士が重なり合って覆い隠してしまう天体現象、食が起こっているのを私たちは観測していた。地味だね。
はい。
でも不思議。不思議だ。天体望遠鏡で覗いた向こう、遥か虚空を隔てた先に見えるあの点は星なんだ。そこには空間があって、木星という巨大な惑星が浮かんでいて、その周りを衛星が回っている。地球の周りを月が回っているように。相互色の観測はそれを実感として教えてくれている。あそこで起こっていることは日食や月食と同じ。その証拠にガリレオ衛星は 木星に影を落とすことがある。その時、影の中では日食が起こっているんだという。実感が強まる。虚空の闇に紛れもない超巨大物体が浮かんでいる。本当はそれは地味なんかじゃない。とんでもなく壮大な風景なんだ。私は夜空を仰ぎ見る。今こうして見えている光が全部そう。星や星雲、星団、水星や流星、何らかの天体なんだ。小さな点に見えるけど、本当は地球よりも大きな、中には太陽よりも大きな天体たち。そう思うと、なんだか途方もなくて。圧倒的で、私の小さな体じゃ、とても受け止めきれない事実に怖くなる。
どうしたのさや。プルプル震えながらしがみついてきて。
ちょっと怖くなっただけ。
よしよし、怖がらなくていいよ。私たちがついてるよ。
天文部だって人に言うと、よく星が好きなのって聞かれる。どことなく意外そうに。きっと天文部が何をする部活かみんな知らなくて、それで余計に不思議に思うんだろう。どうしてそんな部活やってるんだろうって。そんな時、私は返事に困ってしまう。自分でもよくわかってないから、星が好きなのかどうか。だから結局、適当にはぐらかすことになるんだけど、でも、これだけは言える。星と出会って、私の人生は大きく変わった。
ねえ、さやはどうして先生になりたいの？
これもまた少し困る質問だ。かけがえのない思い出となった子供時代の担任の先生に憧れているせいもある。でもそれだけじゃない。もっと自発的な理由を言うなら、やっぱり星のおかげなんだろう。ガリレオ衛星の相互色を惑星観測ノートに書き記した時に触れた不思議。その不思議を実感として解き明かした瞬間、新しい自分と出会えたような気がして心が高ぶった。それを誰かに教えたい、そう思った。みんな静かに。お兄さんとお姉さんの言うことをよく聞いて。よく聞いて、もっと静かにって。私の話をまず聞きなさい。
Ignoring their teacher's primal scream, my students kept running and playing all over the place.
イエーイ、悔しかったらここまで来てみろ。やめなさいよ男子。
やっぱり私、生徒に舐められてるのかな。私のことバカにしてる。
Aki looked at me being overrun by my students and sniggered.
何かな、その目は。
Nothing, you just seem to be having a hard time.
どうせ頼りない先生だなとか思ってるんでしょ。分かってるんだから。
No, I wasn't. You always think the most negative things. Today I had brought my class to a stargazers meetup. This moonless, cloudless night was perfect for stargazing, but the students were so excited to be out this late that they just couldn't keep quiet. Just barely, I was saved by the fact that this event was organized by the Six Stars Club. With the club members helping to take care of my students, the situation was under control, more or less. If I were alone, who knows what would have happened by now.
子供はなかなか落ち着いてくれませんね。
ごめんなさい。あなたたちに面倒を見させてしまって。 いえ、慣れてますから。
After retiring from the club, the reins of the Six Stars Club were handed over to the next generation of us student astronomers. To further raise awareness in Hoshinonaka, they were inviting children to observation events. I wanted to show my students the stars, so I asked the club to hold one such event for me.
光栄に思います。天の川先輩とご一緒できて。はあ、というのは何かしら。天の川さや先輩の伝説は、ほうき星ひかり先輩ともども、むつら星の会に語り継がれているんですよ。伝説。
Aki was snickering at me again.
それはプロジェクトスターライトのことだよね。
Project Starlight had been one of the Six Stars Club's most important accomplishments. It was only normal that people still knew of it.
それもありますが、先輩の残された星空のスケッチや、それにやはりアルビレオのプリンセスの名が印象的ですね。プリンセス。
I repeated that word, feeling Aki's gaze on my back.
誰だろうな。そんな伝説を捏造した人は。
Only one person came to mind. Well done, Princess.
あっくんの後輩の仕業だよ。ちゃんと注意してよね。
But Hoshino Daiichi was a school that valued independence very highly.
もう適当なことばっかり言って。今度はぜひコメットガール先輩にもお会いしたいです。コメットガール。
Hearing Aki's stifled laugh made me smile.
何か。いえ、なんでもないの。そうね、伝えておくわ、コメットガールさんに。
Comic Girl was the moniker of Hikari Hukibushi, Hukiboshi, Hikubushi, who wasn't here today. In fact, I hadn't seen her for a long time. We went our separate ways after high school and only met up a few times a year in addition to the occasional text conversation. She was now working at a railroad company. Influenced by her father, Hikari had liked trains since she was a child, and now she was working hard to become a train driver one day. When I texted her about today's event, she said she was interested but unable to come because of work. The legend of the Comic Girl lives on too, huh? I'll have to tell her about that.
喜ぶだけだと思うよ、光のことだから。
That's true. She hasn't changed at all, that Hickory. Even in 2034, she'll still be the same.
きっとそうだね。
The three of us had made a promise to watch the Leonid meteor shower together. It was still a long way off, but sometimes years slipped by in seconds.
おいお前
Are you talking to me?
さや先生になれなれしくすんなよな
Why not? I can do whatever I want.
勝手じゃねえよ先生は
またあんた、さや先生に構ってもらおうとしてるんだ。
違うやい
でも、残念でした。先生の左手の薬指を見てみなさい。は？指輪が見えないの？これはね、婚約指輪って言って、先生にフィアンセがいるってことなのよ。
嘘だ本当なの先生
本当かな。
どこのドイツだよ俺そいつに決闘申し込む
ダメよ、決闘なんて危ないから。それにその人、目の前にいるかななんて。
Aki folded his arms with a smug look on his face, like a child in an adult's clothing. But my students didn't really think that this old man could be the one, apparently, and just started chattering about other things. Having your fiancé challenged to a duel? Dealing with children is tough, huh?
まあね。
During college, Aki and I were apart and only saw each other once a month. After he graduated, Aki came back and found a job, and I started teaching at a local school. Every weekend I went over to his place and cooked for him.
通い妻は健在だもんね。なんでもない。
The other day, Aki proposed to me. He presented me this ring, saying that although his career had just started, he wanted to get married once he was able to support us. Of course, I accepted his proposal, and that's why this ring was on the fourth finger of my left hand. Fine. I guess I'll help come out. Help out. As a former member of the Six Stars Club and as my fiance, Aki came to help with tonight's observation. He got a fire going on the portable stove and placed a pot on it. After a while, small popping sounds could be heard from the pot. Lured by that sound of a buttery fragrance, the children gathered all around Aki.
おじさん、それ何？
It's ta-da!
ポップコーンだ。
Freshly made and hot. The children surrounded Aki and eagerly tried to get their popcorn first. A girl stood apart from the popcorn ring.
ポップコーンは嫌い？じゃあもらいに行けばいいのに。
She was a recent transfer student. She seemed quite introverted, and she had had some trouble getting used to the class. I wanted to do something to help her.
じゃあ先生と一緒に星を見ようか。
I motioned for her to come over to the telescope.
星座はわかる？
She shook her head.
あそこにとても明るい星があるのはわかるかしら？あれはね、夜空で一番明るい星、シリウスよ。シリウス？それで、その上の方にある赤い星がベテルギウス。あの星はあそこにああして見えているけど、実はもうないかもしれない星なの。星にはあんまり興味ない？
Dominating kids, shy kids, outgoing but actually introverted kids, quiet kids with active minds, diligent kids, mischievous kids, mature kids. They really were all kinds of students in a single class, and dealing with all of them was tough. But she seemed to be opening up to me.
じゃあ先生のとびっきりの秘密を教えてあげましょうか。こんなにたくさんある夜空の星の中で先生が一番好きな星。先生が一番好きな星？そう、その星は肉眼だと見えないわ。たとえ見えても一つの星にしか見えないの。
Her head tilted in puzzlement, probably because of my cryptic description of the star that looked like a single star. I giggled and moved the telescope.
まずはさっき話したシリウスから。
I looked for the star in the telescope's view.
あった。さあ、覗いてごらんなさい。どう？すごく綺麗でしょ？それが先生の一番好きな星よ。不思議な色をしてる。先生の瞳みたいな星。そんな星があるの？私も見てみたい。俺も。
Suddenly, everyone was gathering around the telescope.
はいはい、順番よ。ちゃんと並びましょうね。ねえ、そんなに綺麗なの？すごく綺麗だった。先生の一番好きな星なんだって。
Looking at them peek through the telescope one by one, I felt a real sense of happiness. Their eyes shone with curiosity, just as Aki and Hickory had when we were children.
あの星たちは、あなたや私たちが生まれるよりずっと昔の光。何百年、何千年、何万年も前の星の姿。 私たちは今ここにいながら過去を見ているのだ。だからみんな見上げてごらん、夜空の星を。あなたたちにはあの星たちがどんな風に見える？私にとってそれは思い出のかけらたち。星座のようにつなぎ合わせたら、ほら、まるで昨日のことのように蘇ってくる大切な記憶の数々。先生、この星にも名前はあるの？大犬座145番星という星よ。でもこうも呼ばれているわ。思い出のかけらをつなぎ合わせる始まりの星。冬のハルビレオ。
Well, that wasn't quite 2 hours, but I think that was an appropriate, no, a little bit over an hour, an appropriate amount of story after the climax. And there are my achievements. Yay! Well, Tootsie, we've come to the end of this first route in this new game. The first game that I've recorded after a replay.
So, what game is it, and why did you decide to record yourself replaying it?
It's called A Sky Full of Stars, and it's a wonderful virtual novel that not only has a great long love story, it provides a great deal of information, real-life information regarding astronomy and stargazing. As someone who's loved astronomy since he was a child, this game really had it all for me.
So, you're playing it again because you really like the astronomy that was in the game?
For a good part, yes. But also because I remembered the 4 separate love stories it has, and that I loved each and every one of them. Even though I said multiple times earlier in these recordings that I recall liking this route, Saya's route, the least, it really was still an awesome ending. And having just watched it the first time around, I'm still very pleased with it, despite its drawbacks.
So, what do you recall liking it the least?
It was for a number of reasons, which I noticed again as I was going through this playthrough. First, I found a good number of the things that happened during it to be just a bit unbelievable.
Unbelievable?
Yes. With the build-up to Saya's ending being so good, the route starts off with a full-on train wreck. Saya's already confessed to Akita. Oh, he's our main character in this game. Before her route even starts. And just as he's about to return her emotions in a confession of his own, she stops him. And the reasoning behind it, although explained, is kind of ridiculous. I mean, here's the guy she's loved all her life, ready to confess, and she doesn't want him to do it. Later, when they're together, Saya feeling that she needs to stop dating Akito simply because she's lost the charm. Not because there's any problems between the two of them. They aren't fighting or anything. She's lost the charm, so they've got to break up. I mean, that is just so way out in space.
Honey.
Later on, Saya ends up running away from home due to something her teacher said to her at school, due to something that her teacher said to her mother at school. Her mother told her that she shouldn't be dating anyone. Once her mother figures out that Saya is dating Akito, she isn't upset about it at all. But Saya, being this highly intelligent girl, how is it that this horrible miscommunication between her and this mother, with whom she is very close, gets into? I mean, it just seems so far-fetched. As does Saya's mother, not forcing her daughter to come home, even though she can find her at school. This being the main conflict in Saya's route, I'm kind of disappointed that the writers couldn't have come up with better. It only reinforces my belief that games like this should never have 2 dateable childhood friends.
2? There's another?
Yes, Hikari. We'll be doing her route third. Saya, Hikari, and Akito were best friends growing up.
Earlier you said first. There were other reasons?
Indeed. Second, in Firecracker terms, the romance starts with a dud. Though it's explained well from a plot perspective, it really does get better.
But my initial disappointment with Akito returning Saya's feelings, it's just so blah. It was blah. It left a bad taste in my mouth that I still find hard to take. I mean, here I am. I wanted to be excited about this confession. Yes, he said it. And for a brief second, I was happy. And then I was like, that's disappointing. It fizzled out.
So it doesn't sound like you enjoyed this path at all.
No, those are the reasons I recall liking it least. And believe you me, I'm actually making a bigger deal of them simply because I want to illustrate it. I need to justify that statement.
Okay then, so what was so good about Saya's path?
Well, the astronomy side to start was very intriguing. While the whole Light Up the Night project that the Six Stars Club gets into in this route is really Hickory's baby, Saya's personal side project of having documenting the diminishing stars visible in the night sky around Hoshinonaka City is what ends up saving the day.
Hoshinonaka,
I know, say that 5 times fast.
Hoshinonaka, 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 Hoshinonaka.
You did it. Well, her dedication to science, despite being separated from Hickory and Akito, with whom she previously did all her stargazing, is quite commendable.
They were separated?
Long story. As kids, Hickory moved away, and Saya thought that Akito had rejected her, when in reality, he didn't even know that she liked him. He had gotten a love letter from Saya through Hickory that Akito just decided to ignore because he thought it was from Hickory, and Hickory was moving away. They do all get back together 4 years later. Anywho, Saya's personality is quite charming. That's another great thing about this route. Her charming and endearing. I especially like the way she got mad. She's such a soft-spoken girl, but when Akito mentions that it would be best to never make her angry, I have to wholeheartedly agree with him.
Anything more?
Her embarrassments were awesome too. The US version of this game is completely clean, but it does have some adult situations. I chuckled mightily when Saya passes out in this hot spring because Akito, with his back turned toward her, teases her that he's going to turn around and have a look at her. Him running the lint roller over her butt and accidentally getting a panty shot was kind of funny too.
This game is clean.
Absolutely. The makeup scene following that mistake of his, though, it was quite exhilarating. It made up for that dud I mentioned earlier.
This game is clean.
I repeat, it is clean.
Okay, so I could watch it?
When you're 14. There's a couple of topics in it that I don't think you'd be good reading until you're a tad bit older.
Alright then. Well, whose path would you be playing through next? Whose?
Corona! When I played this game the first time around, I was following a guide, and that person who designed that guide had me go through the Corona's path first because he thought she was kind of annoying. I disagreed. I think she's quite charming. But he thought her path wasn't as good as Saya's. She's the junior option in this game, by the way. You know, he's her senpai. And she is quite energetic. I might be wrong, too, but I also recall him saying that her path was shorter than the others was.
Guess we'll find out.
Right you are, Wonder Bunny! Guess it's time to sign out for now and move on. For www.NotToKimTimCurryStudios.com, I'm 2AthamR7.
And I'm Tootsie. Tim Curry?
Who's that?
I have never heard of him.
Make sure you tell that to the judge if he decides to sue us or something. Night all!
Peace! Ah!
Now,